Oh, well, I'm in the wrong conference. I'll go over to, what's some metal that hasn't been used? I'll go over to Tin Room 3 for the Weight Watchers conference. How does this relate to Amazon ads? I got here at 8:15 a.m. And can you all give yourselves a round of applause for getting here so early? Appreciate you. Really appreciate it. We are skipping steps in self-publishing. I actually just talked to somebody who I'm really excited to share this info because it's exactly what they needed. But I don't have my slides memorized, so I'll just lean like this casually and say, hey, but there is a lot of talk about, can we find something that scales? Can we find something that gives us the same percentage we have? So like, let's say we're making 50% profit, put in twice as much money, continue to make that profit, continue to make 50%, and then scale that up. That's what people mean by scaling. But too many authors don't know what their percentage is from the beginning, don't know how well the book is doing, that health check, that step on the scale, if you will. A lot of authors don't know this, but then will try lots of different things to make their books work. They think the next cool marketing thing. Ooh, and how many cool marketing things have there been at this conference? OMG, with the TikTok and the direct sales and the, I don't even know, audiobook licensing. Oh my gosh, the mind blows up like me on the right side of that image in my yearbook. And so it's almost kind of like you're changing your book marketing diet without ever stepping on the scale. If you try 5 different things without really knowing how your book is doing, it ain't gonna matter, people. I'm really sorry. This is kind of a tough love presentation. Nobody's gonna like me after. And if you can't establish that book's baseline health, or that book's baseline health, and Craig in the opening ceremony talked about your book's baseline. This is kind of similar. Your book's health, you could have something that actually worked for you, could have made you $10,000 of profit over a couple of years, but you didn't know that it was doing well. And so you could leave tons of money on the table just by the virtue of never stepping on the scale in the first place. There are too many authors who've done this, and it hurts me. So how many of these diets have you tried? Have you tried Facebook ads? Oh my gosh, you send traffic over to your people or to your email list, and it can blow it up. Why don't we say, all right, in a really like defeated tone, if you fit one of these, why don't you say, that's me. So have you tried Facebook ads? Oh, I love this so much. Have you tried BookBub advertising? Okay. Have you tried TikTok? Okay, so only a few have tried the TikTok, but I know Caroline's talk the other day was pretty strong. What about any of the above? Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, or all of them? Okay, all right. Me too. That's the thing. I'm right there with you. I've tried all the things because even though we have a couple of things working with my company and with my books, we still want to find the button. Everyone wants to find the button. You push the button and you're successful. Raise your hands. How many people want to find the button that makes them successful? Absolutely. That's why you come to a conference like this, to find the button. There's just no button, and that sucks, and I'm sorry. I'm like the person who ruined Santa Claus for you right now. So before you forked over the cash, did you put your book on the scale first? And that is the thing we are going to figure out, how to put the book on the scale. Maybe someone will show up soon. I don't know. It's just still empty up here. I feel kind of alone. So just like a diet, you need to know the numbers. You need to know the numbers before you try a bunch of these marketing things. You're not going to really know if something worked unless you know these numbers. So the obvious one is you need to know your book's profit. You need to know royalties minus ad spend to get your profit. Honestly, I don't care if your ad spend It's $500, $1,000, $20,000. I know a guy, Pierre, who's going to be on a panel I'm running later today, who once spent $73,000 in a month. And that sounds terrible, right? Oh my gosh, that is like 1/2 a year of college. But I know, I'm putting it into a 529 account for my 4-year-old, so I'm ready. No, I'm not. But he spent $73,000, but he made $128,000. Royalties minus ad spend equals profit. That's 55 grand in profit. Doesn't the 55 grand in profit sound good? But the ad spend is scary. I get that. The other number we need to understand is conversion rate. This is a little bit confusing for folks. This is how many clicks it takes. I always want to say to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop, but how many clicks it takes to get somebody to buy your book or to read it from cover to cover on Kindle Unlimited. So that can be a little challenging because you're doing a couple of math problems there, but we'll get into that. We need to know the conversion rate in order to figure out the before and the after. Now, one number is easy with no ads. Y'all who aren't running any ads right now could go look at your royalties right now and say, this is my profit right now. Let's not, for the sake of this argument, look at our editing costs for right now, because that'll even out over hopefully 10, 20 years of your book being out. But conversion rate needs a click. This is part of the formula. If you don't have clicks as part of this math equation, you can't really do this problem. So you need to know how many people have actually made it to your book sales page and how many people pulled the trigger. The book sales page means your page on Amazon. So that is what I'm talking about when I talk about your book sales page. So even if it's not Amazon ads, I am not the kind of person who's going to say, turn off some ad type in order to do my ad type that I like talking about. I understand that you've got multiple things going, but we need something. We need some kind of click that we can look at, that we can put into this formula. So I don't want you to pour money down the hole. I've seen too many people do it. And if you do not know your book's conversion rate, like I said earlier, you could have an unknown success, or you could be actively failing and have no idea. That's why we need to step on that scale. I don't want you to get caught in this cycle. We had a lot of that's me's here, and we've all been in the cycle, and I've been in the cycle. So let's stop the madness right here. Stop the madness. This is your starter diet. What I'm going to talk about here is your starter diet. In order to get these clicks and figure out your conversion rate, you will have to pay money. I'm so sorry. I wish it was free. I wish everything was free. That'd be great. But there is commerce. There are dollars and cents that need to move from one column to another in this world. That's just how it is. And your column needs to send some money over to Amazon's column. I know they have a lot. They're sending people to space. But in my opinion, these clicks should be affordable. Who likes spending less money? Awesome. Good. I am so glad. I think only like 3 hands went down. They're like, no, I want to spend more. But I want these to have also the opportunity to be spending less money per thing, but also overall. I just don't want you to make an accident that then accidentally spends $500 or $1,000. How many of you know somebody who their Facebook ad account or something got hacked and they suddenly spent like over $100? So there's some people. Look around. There's people. They put their hands down real quick. I don't want to be acknowledged. But don't worry. I'll take all the acknowledgments. Send it to me. I love it. It's validation. So I've been doing this for 11 years. I've sold 140,000 books. So I know some things. I've seen some things. But were you there for the gold rush? Oh, man, that was wild. But I, right now, am, for the last 3 years running, really for the last 5 years running, Amazon ads are the best way to do this particular calculation. If you're going to get clicks, the lowest cost, Amazon ads are the way to do it. And they're more forgiving. If you make a mistake, it's usually not going to hurt too much, especially if you follow some of the way we talk about this in our free challenges, in our course, is the way that will not hurt you if you make a mistake. That is what we're always trying to do, because I know how much that hurts. So let's spend less money to figure out how healthy your book is, and the starter diet for that is Amazon ads. Why? Oh, it's getting scary. I think the train is coming for us, so if this is our last moment together, I appreciate all of you. So if you bid 39 cents or lower for series starters, if it's a book one or a box set, 39 cents or below. If you have a standalone book, and yes, if you only have one book in a series out, that counts as a standalone. 34 cents or lower. These are all for the US. You'd want to bid lower than this in the UK or Australia or anywhere. And 15 cents or lower for children's books or low-content books like journals. Why is it so low? Children's books just get a lot of clicks. And if your book is in KU, you get about 10 cents if someone reads your children's book from cover to cover. So we bid lower for children's books. But Amazon spends your money slowly, and you have to be patient. Who here, this is a verbal response. How many here hate patience? Yes, same here. I know. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. But wouldn't you rather have to be patient than freak out over your ad spending $100 overnight? Yes. So we need to remember, we need to compartmentalize one problem versus the other. So it's a lot easier to get a person to read a book on Amazon from your ad if they're already on Amazon. This is one of the reasons why I have found, and I know some people say, Facebook ads tend to work better for me. I have found that Amazon clicks on ads convert better. They have a higher percentage of buyers than Facebook or BookBub. Because when I asked y'all to move to the front, and nobody did, that was like someone who's on Facebook to look at memes or disinformation, and they are then having to go buy something on Amazon. None of you moved. Did you notice that? That's like a Facebook click going over to a book. Amazon, you don't have to move your seat. You're on the website, you click, and you can buy. So, man, I didn't even know I was going to use that, and then I used it later. It was so cool. So, since Amazon ads are tied in with that magical algorithm, here's the really big thing. And this is if you're lucky. And we're in Vegas, hey, maybe we'll be a little bit lucky here. Amazon, you're sending clicks through Amazon to Amazon. Amazon can sometimes reward that. If you are sending more traffic to your book on Amazon, you sometimes get more visibility beyond the ads. You sometimes will move up into someone's also boughts on their sales page. You sometimes will get into the top 100 of your category if it isn't taken over by some genre that isn't yours. I apologize for that, but that happens a lot. But you can also get Amazon. I mean, who here has received an email from Amazon that has book recommendations in it? That's really randomized. If your own book showed up in there, it's because, hey, you've looked at your own book sales page. But if you send more traffic, it has relevant readers, people who read books that are similar to yours, and then you send them to your page, Amazon may send that email to people that are in their magical computer that they know are similar to those readers. So there are a lot of fringe benefits to this. How do you set up an ad? I'll try to go slow here. We recommend sponsored product ads. There's 3 choices when you go on the US store. There's Lockscreen ads as well, and sponsored brand ads as well. Don't do those. Just don't do those. But there are 2 options on this page. I can click them, I've tried. Don't do them if you're starting out, because they're expensive. And I did this when I practiced in the mirror. So let's say this is your bid over here, and this is your profit. The lower the bid, the higher the profit. Lockscreen and sponsored brand ads, higher the bid, lower the profit. We don't want to have low profit. We want to have higher profit. So we bid lower with sponsored product ads. 3 types of sponsored product ads I recommend. Auto ads. Amazon chooses the targets for you. Category ads. You target every book in a particular category. And keyword ads, which is where you choose the titles or author names or search terms, etc. And they're usually 1 or 2 auto, 5 to 10 category ads, and you can keep making keyword ads ad infinitum. I have had hundreds of keyword ads over time. So we use these settings, the bids that I mentioned, 39 cents, 34 cents, or 15 cents, depending on your book type. Amazon, I don't think they did this on purpose. I really do not. It makes it really easy to change your bid in one place and for it not to actually change. There's a drop-down menu, there's a default bid and a custom bid. How many people have been screwed over by this once or twice? Yep. Yep, and those of you who are new, look around. There were a lot of people before they put their hand back down, never to be raised again. So if you don't change both your default bid and your custom bid, you might end up paying more, and we don't want you to pay more. I'm going to see how hot the tea is. Will it burn my mouth? Not bad, not bad. Only a slight scald. So, oh, and before, $5 budget for each ad. It usually won't spend that, so don't worry. If you have 10 ads, it's unlikely to spend 50 per day. So it's just a small amount. You could put $1 if you really wanted to, but usually we recommend 5. And there's a setting, dynamic bid down only. Definitely click that, because if you pick up and down, I like to call that the doubler. Up and down means you could pay double. We don't want that, so don't click up and down. And we set the end date usually for the end of the month, but we will extend those every month. It just gets Amazon excited that this ad is about to end, so it will send more traffic to it. We ignore things like bid adjustments, negative targeting. These are advanced things. You don't need to worry about them. But we recommend that you research keywords to try to find 5 to 10 ads worth of keywords. Don't worry, I know an ad can take 1,000 keywords. We recommend about 100. So now that still sounds scary, but there's 2 plugins I want to tell you about. This is a new one, the Kindle Trends Also Bots Downloader. How many people remember Yasiv, the keyword downloading tool that Amazon converged upon? Yes, there are several hands raised. This is kind of like Yasiv. This is a Google Chrome plugin that you can use to gather the also bots for a book. This is very helpful, because usually the most relevant terms associated with your book, or the best sellers in your genre, you can do this with them too, is the also bots for those books. The also bots are usually all the way at the bottom below customer reviews. You can also use the instant data scraper. How many of my ad school, ad challenge people are here? Whoop whoop if you're here. Okay, they were good. It was the shortest whoop possible, so it wouldn't end up on the live stream. I understand where you're coming from. But y'all know about Instant Data Scraper, which is another Chrome plugin. It looks like a Pokeball, so look for the Pokeball, that will download keywords in the form of a list of books. So you can go to Goodreads Listopia for lists of books, and you can start to gather those. And you can also just do some general brainstorming as well. So you can just say, I think that this term will work, and you can put it into an ad. That's absolutely fine. So how do I track these ads? And I'll make sure, the team, hey, 20Books got the slides yesterday from me, so it was due well before yesterday. And so if you want to look at the slides later, I'm sure they will be posted in the group. Can we give a hand to our 20Books volunteer crew and AV? They are crushing it. They are doing such a good job, so give them extra love, because people who are trying to watch live streams on Facebook who don't know Facebook are freaking out. So just be nice to them, be very kind to them. How do you track your ads? Not the Amazon ad dashboard. What? I put my ads on the ad dashboard. Shouldn't I be able to track them there? No. Don't. Don't look there. You can look there for how many clicks and how much spend. And then everything else, don't look there. People don't listen. I get all these posts like, I'm not selling. I saw this one the other day. Oh my gosh, Bryan, I'm getting the camera guy working. I spent $50 on my ads, and it says 0 sales. I said, well, did you bring up your royalties? Did you bring up your royalties on another page? She said, no. Why? Like, well, because we've told you a couple times, you check your royalties on the KDP beta dashboard. This is this is not just the KDP dashboard. This is kdproyalties.amazon.com. And she had $90 in royalties from that book. If she had just looked at the Amazon ad dashboard, turn everything off, why did my royalties go down? Because you shouldn't look at the Amazon ad dashboard for your sales. And we can talk about that more a little bit later, and I'm going to have a receiving line, like it's a wedding, out there after, so you'll be able to ask me additional questions. So I look at both places. I split my screen. When an ad is getting impressions, it means that readers are seeing it. When it gets clicks, it means readers have taken action, clicked, and made it to your sales page. One of the reasons I don't like this is a whisper, a very loud whisper. When you are getting clicks in Lockscreen ads and sponsored brand ads, this is not always the case. They don't always make it to your sales page. This is one of the reasons why I don't say, I say not to use Lockscreen and sponsored brand. Approximately 70 to 80% of ads take 3 to 4 weeks or forever to turn on. This is just how it is. With these low bids, you could bid $1 and you could get them to spend faster, but then you'd be unprofitable. So we start slow and low, and that is the way to go. Sorry, too many rhyming books to my 4-year-old. So we suggest you make 5 to 10 per week, in part because a lot of them don't really do anything. And hopefully the ones that do well. I have a lot of ads. I've done over 1,300 overall, but I have about 450 going right now, and I rarely turn any off, even if they have $0 in tracked sales, because of the phenomenon I just mentioned. If I know the book is profitable, why would I stop sending traffic to it? Especially because the real number is over on the royalty side. So, how do you step on the scale? And come back around to my original conceit here. How do you step on that scale to know whether or not you should try something different? You want to get 100 clicks on one book. That can be over multiple ads. It doesn't matter if it's 50 ads that got 2 clicks each. Get 100 clicks to one book. And then you assess your profit and conversion. Profit, royalties minus ad spend. Conversion, all right. First, we need to find out how many KU pages are in your book. How many people here are in KU? How many people know how to find how many KU pages are in your book? Like 70%. So like an Amazon royalty percentage. So if you go to the KDP bookshelf, click on Promote and Advertise. I'm still in the green. I'm feeling good here. Look at me. Promote and Advertise. Then you are going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and it's going to say, here are your KENPC, which are Kindle Edition Normalized Pages Count, whatever. It's going to give you a number, and then you know how many Kindle Unlimited pages are in your book. This is part of the math equation. You take our total clicks for the ads, 100 or more, and divide it by Sales plus full KU reads. So let's do easy math here. How many people like easier math better than hard math? Okay, thank you. Let's say you got 1,000 pages read, and your book is 100 pages. It's probably going to be more, but 1,000 divided by 100 means 10 people read your book cover to cover. And that's what we put into the equation. And we add that to how many sales you had. So find that number at some point this week if you haven't found it before, or remind yourself, because sometimes it's hard to remember. And you take the clicks and divide it by sales plus cover-to-cover KU reads. That gets your conversion rate. And so if you are profitable, don't stop the ads. Don't stop believing that these ads are helping your profit, because I don't know how many authors I've run into who said, Bryan, the ads weren't doing anything, so I turned them off. And then half of my royalties went away. So please, use the split screen. Look at both of these things. So if you're profitable, keep running the ads. If your conversion rate, if it takes 6 to 8 times for someone to visit your site, 6 to 8 times or less, we want less. It's like golf. If you do it, if only every 2 people it takes to get a sale, you're in really good business there. But if it is higher than 6 to 8, and certainly if you write in a series, if it's higher than 10, you may need to take action. This is the thing I was talking about earlier to the person who came up. If you are not converting well and you keep running more ads, you will continue to lose money. If you then run Facebook ads, you will continue to lose money. If you then run BookBub ads, you will continue to lose money if you have a poor conversion rate. The tactic doesn't matter. The tactic doesn't matter. Say it with me, all in unison. 1, 2, 3. The tactic doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. And it was with as much defeatedness as the earlier thing. So I love that. The tactic doesn't matter, folks. What matters is what's your conversion rate. And then, if it's not good, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to try TikTok? No. Are you going to try Facebook ads? No. That isn't going to change anything. Now, you look at this. I did a lot of the tactics on 2 slides. This sounds incredibly simple and fast, Bryan. It's not a fad diet. It's an ad diet. I know, I'm a dad. So this is not a juice cleanse. This is not something that's going to take 6 days. I've done them. Amazon ads are like most healthy diets. Slow, frustrating. They make you hangry or angry. That is how it is. But there are no fast results in book marketing. It doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. We want instant gratification because we all want instant gratification in our lives. That's how the world works. But it's not possible, and I'm sorry to rain on your hopes and dreams. I'm not that sorry. It's hashtag sorry, not sorry. But one of the reasons I have gravitated towards Amazon ads is because it's something we can do all the time. It's something we can have going and not necessarily spend a lot on it. I want you to find something sustainable because there are wonderful machines who have presented to us this week who write a book a month. And they are amazing, amazing people machines. But not all of us are people machines who don't let the trials and tribulations of life affect us and our creativity. When I have a shitty day, I don't curse much on my stuff, so I do it for the 20Books crowd. And the live stream, hey, hey. So when I have a bad day, I don't feel like doing anything. And this is normal. This is why I like Amazon ads, because they're a way to help boost your sales without having to keep to a ridiculous publishing deadline that is hurting you and your self-care. So what is at stake here? If you do this, you gain a month-long health test for any of your books that are on Amazon. This is great. This is our test that we need. And this can save you time, money, and energy. Energy, I think, is more important because it's so easy to lose it. It's so easy to lose our buzz after our 8 a.m. coffee and you sitting here. But it's so hard to keep and maintain energy. And I really want y'all to be able to keep that and preserve that while hopefully earning more profit. Now, I don't know how many of y'all can see this, but this is a post from one of my early challenges. Amazon ads is like starting a diet. I ate a salad for lunch and went to the gym today. Why am I not seeing results? And this is funny, but I can't tell you how many people have said, I set up my ads 3 hours ago. Why am I not seeing results? Seriously. So, please remember this post. Now, I know this is all scary. And part of the reason we don't put our book on the scale, and that I didn't want to step on the scale after Tor told me I was fat, was because we don't want to actually see the number. We don't actually want to know how our book is doing, because if it isn't doing well, it sucks. It sucks. I paid $300 for this cover. Your conversion is 20 to 1. It sucks to know the number sometimes. I get that, and I hate knowing them too. But you need to look into getting the stronger cover for your genre. It doesn't mean more expensive cover. It just means stronger cover. It's more genre appropriate, and readers will immediately identify. Better description, better subtitle, and then you may need to hunt for more book reviews before trying the diet again. That's the thing. You do the diet before and you do the diet after you make these changes. What if I run ads and they start spending like crazy? Well, in some cases, this is good. Because I know, there's people laughing like, Amazon ads don't spend like crazy. You know. But let's say that they do spend a lot. Well, if it's profitable, that doesn't matter. If you earn, you know when you're attached to a microphone and you're about to burp, and it's like, whoo, how much can I suppress this such that it doesn't get projected out? But if you're earning $2 for every $1 you put out, that's great. That is great if you're spending a lot of money, because that means you could spend 10 and make 20, 100 and make 200, 1,000 and make 2,000. I had to say that quick because I always forget the math halfway through that. So this can be a good thing if they spend like crazy. And if they spend like crazy and you're not profitable, you can turn them off, and that's okay. What if my book just doesn't work with Amazon ads? Let's sit down for a second. Come on over. Let's talk about this for a second. I had a tough conversation a little while ago. And I knew the only way I was going to get to a healthier weight was by eating fewer calories. I didn't want to track my calories. I just wanted to exercise. I gained 2 pounds. Did it 30 straight days, 30 days, 30 to 40 minutes exercise, I gained 2 pounds. Yeah, I know, muscle, whatever. So I knew this was the only way that was going to work. And that night, I started sending meals. I wasn't even in North Carolina where I live. I started sending meals to meet me in North Carolina that I was only going to eat those. And I brought some of those here to Vegas. Hat tip to Jen LaSalle and Claire Taylor, who let me use their refrigerators prior to me having check-in. Thank you. Since I've started on this plan, I've lost 9 pounds. And, oh, thank you. I didn't know if people were going to clap or not. I mean, a little bit of a bow, right? But this was brought on by a tough conversation. And I want this to be the tour conversation for you guys. I'm going to tell him after. He's going to be so embarrassed. I didn't tell him I was going to talk about him. But I'm glad he pushed me because I wanted to do this the right way and I was motivated to take action. So this isn't just about me having to swallow the tough pill. Your book will work with Amazon ads and low bids if your conversion rate is strong. If it isn't, you need to fix your book sales page prior to trying another diet. Here's the really tough thing. I didn't even put this in the slides. What if your book sucks? Or what if people think your book sucks, and it's in part because you need to write in another genre, or you need to use everything you've learned from your 5-book series to write in a new series and write it to market? What if that's the case? You know, tough shit. You just have to do what a lot of successful authors have done, put their negative series that didn't work so well on the back burner and write something new. I hope that isn't the case for you, but it could be. And this is the tour conversation right here. Many of you are feeling what I felt right now. My wife was there. I had a big plate of barbecue. It was just super awkward. That's what this is to you right now. And if you have to get a better cover, or you have to write something different in the future that's more marketable, that's what you have to do. Going to the new marketing tactic is not going to do anything. Too many of us have yo-yoed and lost money and thrown it down the drain, and I don't want that to happen to you. So, much like my friend Tor, I want you and your career to be around for a long time. I really honestly do. And if you don't learn this necessary info, the profit and the conversion, it's going to be difficult to find success. So there are people here and who've taken this strategy to the next level. Quinn Ward, who I'm totally going to embarrass, who's in the corner here, they went from $1,000 a month to $10,000 plus a month on the Amazon ad diet. And they're going to be on my cash flow panel in this room at 10:45 if you want to pick their brain. Other dieters like Trixie Silvertail, Anna Cooling, Aidan K. Morgan, David Penny, and others are making 5 figures a month, mostly from Amazon ads and having a fair bit of books. I say this not to brag. Hashtag humble brag. I say this not to brag, but if you keep the vision in mind of what is possible, I hope that it will help you through the tougher times, because there will be hangry times while you're running these ads. It took all of them 6 to 12 plus months. There was no push button, and many of them had 10 plus books. So that's probably where $10,000, that big mark, is going to come from. So yes, you do still have to write. But it is my sincerest hope that you will consider using this strategy to help you figure out when to double down, when to pivot, and when to look at those scales of profitability. So to recap it all, run the ads at low bids. Take 3 to 4 weeks or 100 clicks. Look at your beta dashboard for royalties. Calculate profit and conversion. If you're not profitable and your conversion rate is higher than 8 clicks to 1, you may need to change your sales page. Lastly, how many people love the Zen lemur? Okay, so the Zen lemur is the mascot of my company. He says, good Amazon ads come to those who wait. So please embody that. Now, I am putting all of this information and more into a book. I'm pre-launching it right now. It's called Self-Publishing with Amazon Ads. If you are interested in getting this book when it comes out, I'm doing this Kickstarter campaign for it right now. It's at kickamsads.com. And if we hit 3, we have 290 backers. We did fund this in just 28 minutes, which I think goes to show people are excited about ads. If we hit 310 backers today, I will give everyone who funds today a Zoom class with me and Quinn, 5 figures a month, just with those people who fund today. So you're getting an extra bonus if you go today. And the first 5 funders who come up to me after, I'll buy you a cake from the cake machine. Seriously, I will buy you cake. So I want to thank you. Thank 20Books and Craig. I love getting the opportunity to teach this to you. It's so, so fun. I'll be out in the hallway, out through, go through the check-in room all the way out in the hallway. I will look at your blurbs, your cover, and your subtitle for free out there after this if you want. If you don't want, whatever. But I'll be there. And if you're going to claim cake for me for funding today, go to Brittany, who will be next to me. So thank you very much for watching. Appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your conference.